Well, Mickey, there's no getting away from it. That was a disappointing 2.5 days of cricket at Queen's Park. What are your thoughts on that defeat?
Well, you've summed it up, Stephen. Incredibly disappointing. No ways is it a 76 all-out wicket on day one, and no ways is it a 450 wicket. So that tells us our skill level was not where it should have been, and we didn't. Whenever we did something good, we didn't do it for long enough. So, the scoreboard doesn't lie, and the scoreboard definitely sums it up.
Yeah, and there was a lot of questions about the toss on day one. I know in previous interviews you've already said the toss can't be the kind of flashpoint for the game because you've still got to perform when you get out there. What was the thinking behind batting first, and then what do you feel went wrong in that first hour?
Well, when you set up at the toss, you've got to make a decision. Is the first session of the game going to be tougher to navigate than the fourth innings? And if in your mind you think it is, you bowl first. If you think it doesn't, you've got to scrap hard enough to get yourself to a fourth innings to be able to put the opposition under pressure. Our skills in the game were nowhere close to where they needed to be. So the toss there became irrelevant because, if they had batted first and got 450, well, we were potentially out the game anyway. So it's just a very case for me. The toss is not the issue. The issue that I grapple and what keeps me awake at night is a lack of confidence in the dressing room from our players, a lack of confidence from everybody at the minute, and how I keep picking up that dressing room and making sure that we stay focused on the job on hand. Because I'm a realist in the world. We haven't performed close to what I thought we would be in terms of the project we're on. Now I sprout the project all the time because I genuinely believe in it. I believe it's sustainable. I believe that we're going to hit the good with the bad, and we just unfortunately in the position now where our good is nowhere near good enough. But that's the challenges we face, and we've got to keep working, and we've got to keep going on that and backing and believing in our ability and in our confidence. Yeah,
David Lloyd in his interview yesterday, he talked about how today was an opportunity for people to show some fight and really stand up and kind of be counted. Now he showed a lot of that in his innings, but how difficult is it when confidence is so low for players to not let their heads drop when you get into a difficult situation?
It's difficult, Steve. It's very difficult because like everybody in their lives and in their jobs, when things don't go right, you certainly do lose confidence. And when you lose confidence, it's tough to find it again. But we've got to trust in how we practice. We've got to trust in our messaging, and that goes for coaches as well, by the way. You've got to trust your message, trust your preparation, and I do know it's only we only end up being one performance away from being very good again, and that's the beauty of professional sport. But it's damn difficult when you're in the lowest trough, and that's where we are. But it's ultimately it's going to make the journey a lot happier when it all comes together.
Yeah. And you speak about one performance can make you very good again. Well, hopefully that performance comes on Saturday night and also Sunday in the back-to-back T20s. I suppose at the minute the lads are probably quite raring to get back out there and play, but you have a few players coming in as well. Samit will come back, Cam Fletcher I believe is fit again, Mohammed Amir we've seen ready ahead of his debut. It's just a little bit of change and maybe a little bit of freshening up we probably need at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. That those guys bring fresh energy into a dressing room. Fresh energy is great.
Yeah.
But it's about everybody in that dressing room believing in themselves and believing in their ability and believing in the journey they're on. And ultimately, when they do that, we'll have some fun with it along the way, and we'll achieve success. So it's damn difficult at the minute, and I make absolutely no bones about it. But I've been here before. I've been in the job there 25 years now. I know what it takes to get us out there, and we've just got to keep trusting it. And this is when we need everybody on board. We need everybody involved in the organisation to get behind. This is when we need our supporters.
Yeah.
We don't need them when we're winning, because that energy is generated from the dressing room. This is the time we need them, because I still believe and trust in every one of those players in the dressing room.
Yeah.
I still believed in trust in the process, the project, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
I'm firmly entrenched and believe in that. And there's speed bumps on the way, and unfortunately, we're in one of those at the minute.
Yeah. Lastly, then, we return here on Sunday. It's a near sellout already, but how important will it be to have a capacity crowd right behind the Falcons as we take on Yorkshire again?
We need our supporters now. It's as simple as that. I mean, it's very easy to, and I don't mind, and I'll take all sorts of criticism at any given time, because that's the job we're in. Ultimately, I'm responsible, and I'll take that on the chin. But we need our genuine supporters now. We need to feel that. That genuine groundswell of support, and hopefully with that it lifts the performance. And you're always only one performance away from turning it around. So ideally, let's hope we get it at Chesterfield. We love playing here. It's a lovely venue. It's going to be sold out on Sunday. I just hope that we get stuck in there and give the crowd a performance that's worthy.